All right, folks, welcome back to another episode of the Blockbuster Brothers. Speaking of the blockbuster that everybody's talking about right now called Sinners, our boy Brian saw it yesterday. I have not seen it, and I am anxious to hear what he thinks.
Well, Ryan Coogler's next film, this film, The Sinners, has been really hyped up. People seen it all over the place, and as always, when things are hyped up, I tend to get worried that it's just not going to live up to expectations. But you know what? And I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it, but I hate to feed the hype even higher and raise the expectations, but it exceeded my expectations. This movie felt like a classic movie and innovative at the same time. He felt like he was taking tropes and meshing ideas together in ways I think that musically and score wise, this movie was really experimental. Ludwig Göransson, I know I'm butchering his last name. I apologize. Please let me know how to properly pronounce that. But he and Ryan Coogler really push the dynamic of what is possible and what you can do in the cinema. It almost feels like a song that is pushing the envelope, and the first time you hear it, it's almost like tough to understand it because there's so much going on. At moments it feels obtrusive, but it's so part of the narrative, and it makes sense because music plays a big part in the plot. This is a vampire story. It's Michael B. Jordan is twin brothers who went off to war, and they're involved in crime in Chicago, so they're kind of feared, and they come back home to start up a juke bar in their hometown, and it's this vampires, and vampires kind of show up to ruin the show. It's There's this one scene in particular, this of the one of the main characters performing a song, and it just takes off metaphorically, and it this movie hits you on the head several times, and almost you're like your jaws drop watching it, where it's like I think slightly over 2 hours. I'm not sure how much it's looked made in box office yet. Steven, would you mind being able to check on that? But this movie's also the first in many elements. It's the first movie to ever simultaneously shoot on 65 and 70 millimeter print. Probably why this movie was over budget. I think it's really cool that Ryan Coogler for this project was teaching people to perform in new roles as well, giving people opportunities to do things that otherwise people haven't. I think in particular, I gotta call out Delta Slim's character in this movie. Delroy Lindo is probably my favorite character, even though Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld and everybody in this cast did a fantastic job. Delroy Lindo he had the whole audience howling laughing. It was packed audience first off, but people loved him. He had to be on camera the whole time because he was so good and believable. He's like this drunk character, and it's just goes down as one of my favorite characters of all time already. But you know what? It was shot on like a 1200 millimeter Panavision lens, two lenses. And again, I feel like this is a movie that they're going to look back on, and really it's going to go down historically. I think also Ryan Coogler retains the rights after 25 years. We're seeing this more and more. Artists are taking control over their property, but I really recommend this movie. And if you're watching this movie, do not leave after the credits start going. You have to stay a little bit longer. The scenes after the credits are really pivotal, and I think are really part of the narrative. So stick around until the end. You got to see it. Steven, any last notes? What are you thinking? You're going to go?
Well,
You got to go.
Yeah, well, I am going for sure. I'm probably going to do an old man 11 a.m. screening by myself, or maybe it'll be packed. Who knows? But it was about $90 million budget, and they've made about 76 so far, and that includes about a $50 million marketing budget. So at least what the AI is telling me, that it's going to need around 200 million to break even. But here's the thing: this movie is getting so much hype, and if you're talking about this movie and you had an experience with people in the theater and everybody's enjoying it, and it's this original piece of art, I think that'll have no problem, and I wouldn't be surprised if it continued to run for a long time in theaters. Because I'll tell you what, man, Americans have been waiting for a movie worth seeing in theaters. And I am just so thrilled that this movie resonated with you and that people really are liking it. Fruitvale Station is one of my favorite films that Coogler's made. So I'm not surprised this is a banger, and I am jacked to see it.
Yeah, I mean, this is again. I think this is, in my opinion, I think Ryan Coogler's best film he's ever done. Any film that Ryan Coogler does from now on, I have to go see, and I think he's going to be coveted as well. We'll see what he does next, and let us know as always in the comment section. Have you seen the movie? Are you going? You got to go. Let me know what your favorite scenes. Break down the different elements. Let's have a discussion. We love you all. We'll see you next time on the Blockbuster Brothers.